We had like a real pinch me moment was when we first started and we were on Gwyneth Paltrow. Before she had Goop, the brand, she had her blog. And there was an amazing picture of her wearing our jacket with the beach dickey, which was a red and blue striped dickey. And she was wearing it with these cool baggy jeans and she had sneakers on. And she was like running through the streets of London. And she had us on her Goop list. It was like being on Oprah's list. But it was like, oh my God, we have arrived. So yes, I mean, there's major celebrity moments that we have freaked out over, but I think that being this uniform for women actually living the day-to-day is what we set out to do and what we're doing. And when we see it actually happening, it's like proof of concept.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to How She Does It, where we meet women forging their own paths, building businesses, and creating impactful lives, and we ask them how they do it. I'm Karen Feinerman. I'm a longtime Wall Street investor, a mom of four, and a panelist on CNBC's Fast Money. Here's an important question women ask themselves every day. What am I going to wear? It sounds simple, but anyone who has had to go from a board meeting to a basketball game or just wants to run errands or show up to dinner with friends, feeling powerful and put together, knows it can be tricky. Thousands of women have found a solution in Veronica Beard, and I'm one of them. The company launched in 2010 with one product, their signature dickey jackets, which simultaneously gave an elevated yet relaxed vibe to the standard blazer. Today, Veronica Beard carries a full wardrobe collection, including accessories. They were named Private Company of the Year by Women's Wear Daily, and according to Forbes, took in annual revenue north of $300 million. So I was thrilled to have a chance to speak with the company's co-CEO and co-founder, Veronica Swanson Beard, one of two Veronicas behind the powerhouse brand. Veronica joined me in studio, and we talked about what inspires her, how she helped build the company while also growing her family, and what it's like working side by side with her sister-in-law, Veronica Miele Beard. I love this conversation. I hope you enjoy. Veronica Beard, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored to be part of this today.
Let me just dive right in. 15 years of Veronica Beard. Did you have time to celebrate that?
You know, Veronica and I celebrate it and the team celebrates it, but I think we probably should celebrate it more. It's been, you know, like everything, whether it's business or your kids or your family, I feel like time goes so fast and so slowly all at the same time. So it's been the ride of a lifetime. We have had so much fun doing this, have had the most incredible team do it with us. But I definitely think that there's probably more room to stop and smell the roses a little bit and celebrate what we've done.
Was there a particular point where you knew, wow, we've really got something here?
Yes. I would say probably 5 years in when we opened retail for the first time. And everything sort of started to click and the team was growing. The business was growing. We became very important with our wholesalers. We opened our first store on Madison Avenue. You could feel the momentum. It's like when you're surfing and you know that you catch that, like the momentum to get on that wave. It was an amazing feeling. And we've been riding that ever since. It's been, knock on wood.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Good wave.
So many people know the story, but many probably do not. Behind the brand, there are actually two Veronica Beards.
Yep.
Tell us how you came together.
So I'm Veronica Swanson Beard, and Veronica Miele Beard is my partner, and she's also my sister-in-law. We're married to brothers. We met at a very fateful night. I met Veronica and my husband that same night at a wedding. And Veronica was in finance, I was in fashion, and we became friends before we became sisters-in-law. We were huge fashion lovers, always talking about what was in the market, brands, designers, all the things that we wished we could have that we didn't have. She was married, she had a child, and then we started talking about maternity lines and just the sort of like plight of women and what they wanted in their wardrobes. And so Veronica left her job at Cotu. She was in finance. She started a hedge fund called Cotu with Philippe Lafont. And I left my job as a buyer for Marissa Collections in Florida. I was her buying office in New York. And we started talking about the uniform. And we'd had a lot of bad ideas before that.
Can you tell us a bad idea?
Oh, bad ideas. We wanted to do a maternity line that you could wear post baby. And that was obviously became very clear that we wanted to burn all of those clothes. It wasn't going to be a great business opportunity. We were looking at importing this bag line from Paris, and that became tricky. But we kept coming back to this uniform concept and the things that women wanted to wear, and this idea of a blazer. There was brands that existed in menswear that had this sweater component, but they weren't removable and interchangeable, and it didn't exist for women. And we kind of came back to this idea over and over and finally decided, let's make one. And we made one. We wore them around. People immediately reacted to them. We had friends who had stores that we gave them to. They wore them. It was Kieran Zabet. And they got huge reception about the jacket. And so we made a sample set and had our first market in my apartment. And at the end of that market, we had 8 accounts. One of them was Saks. And so we were off to the races. It was like, oh God, now we got to figure out how to make this business a business. When we started, everything was from Mood Fabrics. We were like climbing up ladders, going to find fabrics in the garment district or in New Jersey, figuring out pattern makers, factories, how this all worked, shipping, receiving. I mean, it was hilarious. I always say it's so amazing when you're starting a business because what you don't know is so good. Because if you did know, you wouldn't do it. It's hard and it's scary and the odds are not in your favor, but we persevered. And I think it's so funny, having the same name has been the greatest thing for us because we can be in 2 places at once like this. And it's given sort of multi-dimension to the brand because some people identify with my style, some with Veronica's style. We have 2 perspectives, 1 vision, and that's really the way that we run this business.
Had you ever met another Veronica?
No, never. And it was funny, at that wedding, my older sister was there and I was invited but didn't go to the Friday night. And she called me and she said, oh my God, it's so crazy. I met this other Veronica. And we were like, what? Who's the other Veronica? And then when I got to the wedding, my sister pulled me over and she said, you have to come over and meet the other Veronica. And then my husband, now husband, Jamie, came over and was introduced, and we all ended up sitting at the same table. And Jamie was my dinner partner, and they were trying to set us up, but I didn't know that. And I also didn't know.
Did he know that?
No.
Oh, okay.
We had both just moved to New York. So he had moved I was at Parsons, and he had been transferred to JP Morgan from California. And I was like, this guy is amazing. He's so cute. But there's no way that this is going anywhere because I'm looking across the table at his sister-in-law, who's also Veronica. And I wasn't even really trying to think like a crazy person like that, but it was just, there's no way. Anyway, cut to 4 years later and we were married.
And so 2
3 years
Veronica
later.
Beards were created.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder if there are more Veronicas, actually. Just thinking out loud
There's
for a
lots
second because
more.
Because of you.
Well, no, I don't think because of us. But
So I have heard you say that early on a boss said to you, every detail matters.
oh my gosh, Michelle Stein. I left Parsons because I was offered a job while I was interning at Narciso Rodriguez. And so I started working at IFA in sales. And Michelle Stein was my boss. And she was so amazing because everything mattered. It was the showroom mattered, how the clothes were presented, the pressing, the model closet, the correspondence, everything had pretty equal weight. And I think that is such an important thing because it's like if you let some things slide, others do too. She was a great mentor. She's still a great mentor to me. And at the same time, Stephanie Unwin, who's our president and one of my dearest, oldest friends, we were coworkers there. So she was like my sister wife at work and now runs our business. So she had the same training too.
All right, so let me go back to growing up. When did you realize you had this love for fashion?
Oh my gosh, as early as I can remember. I think I remember, those plastic heels that little girls get with the charm on them, the Cinderella plastic heels. I remember vividly how I felt when I got those. And it was like a transformative experience for me. I don't know. I put those shoes on and I felt something. I was like, this is what I want to do. I know that this is what I'm going to do. And I feel like so much of my life was just visualizing that.
Mm-hmm. So your favorite outfit as a child was the plastic heels. What was the
I
rest of the
had
getup?
a major accessory situation going on. Loved shoes, loved my bags. I was like clothes obsessed. And my mom was very traditional about our clothes. So she loved like smock dresses and my younger sister and I to be twins. And I hated that. I wanted like all the things that she did not want me to wear, but she indulged me sometimes. And then when I was in, I think, third grade, we lived in London for a few years and Harrods had kids' high heels. I mean, to me, they were high heels, but they were like little pumps. And I begged and begged and begged for these shoes. And finally, my mom caved. And they were iridescent purple with like a little round toe clip, like of rhinestones. And I swear, I think I shoved my feet into those shoes for like 4 years. Like, sure, they didn't fit. I mean, the power of clothing is amazing. Like how you can remember what you were wearing or what you felt in something, I think is really important. And that's something we talk about all the time at Veronica Beard. Every design meeting, we talk about that, like how you're going to feel in those clothes.
It's interesting that you put it like that because it sounds like the reaction a lot of people have to music.
Totally.
The song
Soundtrack of their life.
Right.
Yeah. And I think clothes are very much the same. I think that all the time.
So I know you moved a lot as a kid and saw different places. Did that influence your design style?
You know, I think what was amazing was we did move around a lot. I loved Florida and I was really aware of women, the way that women dressed. My mom's friends, older women, their personal style, like, you know, this was 80s and 90s. So there was less out there. So women were really like had their style because they didn't fly through trends and clothing as much. So I mean, even my mom, she always wore like a big shirt with a belt and a big skirt, very like Ralph Lauren or Donna Karan sort of fashion style. My mom always wore a hat and cool jewelry. And I think that sort of idea of a uniform or personal style sort of being interchangeable to me was really important about fashion. That's why we love cool classics. You look good, you're wearing the clothes, they're not wearing you. So I moved around a lot. I saw a lot of really chic women, a lot of really cool girls. And I think that, I had the Florida experience and I moved to London and was exposed to a lot of sort of more refined sort of European fashion and then California. And, when I moved to California, it was like, I mean, at that point it was like Doc Martens and, early 90s surfer culture. It was this awesome mashup and I loved that. So I definitely take from all of those experiences in those times. And still today, I mean, everywhere we go, I joke because when I travel, I feel so much inspiration seeing how the nuances of women from place to place really inspires us. And that's been such a huge part of building our brand is like going to all these markets, meeting women, seeing how they dress, what they want. And it changes so much from the coasts. It's like we talk so much about New York and LA, but, there's so much in between in this country, all over the world, obviously. But here, it's so different. You go to Chicago or Montecito, California is so different than Beverly Hills,
So you and Veronica bring different things to the business. How do you two work together?
I mean, we work together all the time. We share an office. So we have desks side by side. And I think that is an efficiency thing. And we don't have a lot of time. I think our whole day is we get into the office and we're back-to-back meetings. So it's good to have us together a lot because we decide the big things together. And we split and we do different things. Like I work a lot with the retail team. I'm very involved in store design. I love...
Can I stop you for that 1 second on the store design? What makes an inviting store?
Well, for us, the stores are basically extensions of our brand and our homes in all of these locations. So we really want it to feel like if we were going to Montecito, for instance, Montecito, the architecture there has a big Spanish influence. So we're in this adorable space on the corner. We have terracotta tile floors. The furniture is all very special and aligned with that sort of customer and the style of that area. Each piece in the store is found. So we don't have fixture packages. It's like every store is unique and meant to like really reflect the lifestyle and the customer there, but also like our different personality in that market. I think it's funny when a brand has just repeat after repeat after repeat, same store. I know that that's branding, but it's like if you've seen it once, you've seen it. So I love every detail about the stores, like down to the hanging rack in the dressing room.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's all very important to me.
And does Veronica care as much about that as you?
She does, but what's so amazing about the two of us is we're like a married couple. Like we know each other's strengths and weaknesses and what we want to do and what we don't want to do. And that really has taken time and respect. And I think that we've figured it out like in such a way that it's almost like a choreographed dance in the way that I step into something and she steps out and it's okay. And we're at this so long now that it's, I keep saying like, we're in service of this customer. So it's, we're in service of this woman that comes in and buys our brand and our product. So it's for the better good of what we're doing. And we love it. And I think what's interesting is we always get, oh, I'm the creative one, she's the business one. And it's not like that. We go back and forth. Things that I didn't know about when we started that she was very fluent in, I've learned and vice versa, and so we share a lot of it. And we know like when I need to like decide on a store issue and she's like, go for it.
So like any married couple, do you fight?
Oh yeah.
What's a fight like between
like
Veronicas?
Sisters. So we're like married couple and also sisters. And I have two sisters and my mom is one of four women and my mom's family is Cuban. So we're very like vocal and emotional and we don't hold back. And so we'll argue over something but it all again is like for the greater good. And we could have like a blowout fight and 5 minutes later it's like sisters. We're like, okay, fine.
Let's go get something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But I think because we are family, we're not going anywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like we couldn't have a fight that we'd be like, we're done being, partners. This is over. Like we're in this forever, you know? And we also share a name.
You share a name. And I know she has 5 kids. You have
Yes.
3 kids. I feel like they're practically siblings, maybe.
Oh my God. They are. Well, I mean, 3 of them are at college together. So,
okay. So
special, I mean, they're very close. And it's funny because we work together so much that we also need space, so we don't do like a lot of holidays together, but I love her kids. And she has 5 kids, 3 girls who I adore because I don't have any girls. Mm-hmm. And then her 2 boys I'm crazy for.
And so your kids just grew up together.
Yeah. And they love each other. Yeah.
Which is a great thing.
Very special.
So in the early years of the business, you made a strategic decision about price point to grow the business. Mm-hmm. Tell us about that.
So year 3 things happened. We took on our minority investors who are Andrew Rosen, Lou Frankfurt, John Howard, and Kajak Kalejian. And they were very strategic investors for us. Each one brought a different thing to our business and they've been incredible partners, advisors, friends throughout this process. We, in doing that, were able to hire Stephanie Unwin, who's our president, and just the most incredibly intelligent, wonderful partner to both of us. I think having that sort of third person as a partner was really important. And what we did was we had been at this opening designer price point, which when you're a wholesale business, your positioning determines where they put you in the department store. You're either in the designer department or you're the contemporary department. And at that time, there was this like middle of the road part of the department store called opening designer. So that's where Saks put us. And that first season at Saks, we had 100% sell through, which is crazy. And that was amazing. But when we would go to the department store, you'd see all of the foot traffic was on the contemporary floor. Price point was lower and there was a lot more people that could afford the clothes on that floor. So we decided that we were going to reduce our price by 30% and pray that the volume would come because of that, which it did. And that was just a very strategic move. It was a risky move, but it paid off. And it really gave us the opportunity at that price point. We were doing something that wasn't really going on. It was a younger kind of look for the actual age group that was shopping there. So we took advantage of that, and that's what we've been doing ever since.
So during this time, both you and Veronica, you're having more children.
Mm-hmm.
That must have been a lot going on.
It was a lot going on. But you know what? I always say, like, a body in motion stays in motion. And I think that the greatest thing for us in building this business was we had all these kids, because it really put everything into perspective. Our priorities were there. It was like we'd go drop off our kids at school, go to work, be back. We wanted to be home for dinner with the kids. It didn't offer us a lot of the like social time that a lot of the fashion industry or designers have to do, sort of plugging the brand. We couldn't do that because we wanted to like really run the business, design the clothes, and then actually be home with our kids. And I remember reading an article where Natalie Massenet, who's founder of Net-a-Porter, she said, if you have a business and you are a mother, basically you're juggling three things: motherhood, being married, and having a business. And she said one of the balls is always rising and one of the balls is always falling. And it's the same conversation about balance. There's no balance when you're a business owner and a mother or a parent. I think you just try and do your best at both. And so that's what we did. We were like, we wanted to be really good moms and have a really good business and be a good wife.
At third, right?
Third.
So businesses have setbacks and disappointments. Mm-hmm. How did you navigate those?
I think what we're really good at is even when we have setbacks, we just sort of roll through them. I mean, I think the biggest, scariest setback in our time was COVID. We had the bankruptcy of Neiman Marcus during that time. Business stopped completely. Women were not going out. Our customer lives for her very full life. She's got a million things going on. She's shopping all the time. And all of a sudden, we were the only brand that we knew that didn't make sweatpants, And what were people buying from us? So yeah, that was scary that business sort of came to a screeching halt. But even scarier than that was just fear for life. That was more scary than anything else. After that, everything's kind of easy. Mm-hmm. You're like, if you have your health, mm-hmm. you're good. Bad things can happen, but you'll figure it out. And we have an incredible team. And yeah, there's things that happen all the time. Bad things happen and mistakes are made, but you get through it,
mm-hmm.
Same with your kids. It's like you learn from it all.
Yeah. Huh? So how do you decide what to expand into next? What goes into that?
I mean, we have to hold ourselves back because we want to expand into so much. But we're really good about researching, doing the work, understanding. When we started denim, it was like we hired the greatest denim specialist in the country. She educated us on everything. We knew the market cold. We tested, and we went into that, and denim became amazing. Same with footwear, handbags, swim, anything that we've gone into. Jewelry, we really do our research before we jump into anything, because you don't want a new category at the expense of what is really driving your business. And I think sometimes it can take the eye off the prize. So we're careful about it. And I really love new categories, so people have to hold me back.
You have said fashion is constantly reinventing the wheel. Mm-hmm. How do you guide your team season after season?
Well, I think that we are very, very in tune with our customer. Every meeting we're talking about she. Who
is the she?
She is a million women. I've used this reference before, but Chuck Close, the artist, if there's portraits where if you get up close, mm-hmm. you can see it's a million little tiny pictures, sometimes little tiny portraits. And when you step back, it's one person. So when you look at our brand, it's Veronica Beard, but really it's a quilt of like a million women. And that's truly our inspiration. It's this woman, this multi-hyphenate on the go. She's got a million things going on. She wants chic, cool clothes that she feels amazing in. And we're most inspired by her life, the things that she does. You put on your jacket and you do you, and you make us look amazing, because you're wearing that and somebody's noticing what you're doing and asking you how you do it.
Excellent question.
Yeah.
Well, I always wonder, what does it feel like when you see someone out wearing your...
Oh my gosh, we freak out all the time.
Yeah.
It happens a lot in the airport. Veronica and I travel a ton. And it's almost like punch buggy. Like we have this game in the airport where we see our clothes a lot. And it is for us, more even than any celebrity, it's seeing it in the wild, seeing it on women who've bought it and wear it. And they're like decided to wear the Miller Dickey jacket on the airplane because it's so comfortable, and they're wearing our jeans, or they've got our sneakers on, or our boots, or whatever. We're like proud mamas every time we see it.
So what about Selena Gomez, Kate Middleton, Katie Holmes, Meghan Markle? These are all...
Well, they're amazing. They're like, that is the first time, it may not have been the first time, but when we had like a real pinch me moment was when we first started and we were on Gwyneth Paltrow. Before she had Goop the brand, she had her blog. And there was an amazing picture of her wearing our jacket with the beach dickey, which was a red and blue striped dickey. And she was wearing it with these cool baggy jeans, and she had sneakers on, and she was like running through the streets of London. And she had us on her Goop list. It was like being on Oprah's list. But it was like, oh my God, we have arrived. So yes, there's major celebrity moments that we have freaked out over. But I think that being this uniform for women actually living the day-to-day is what we set out to do and what we're doing. And when we see it actually happening, it's like proof of concept.
So we've arrived, and our sales are going to go through the roof.
Yes. Those are great. There was another time where Giselle walked out of a Soul Cycle class, and she, like, who looks like that after Soul Cycle, but she's got her hair perfectly, and she had the Dickie jacket on, and it was sort of like perfectly zipped, unzipped. She had these jeans on and a bag, and it was just like effortless and cool. And I think we sold 1 million jackets after that.
Were you like, we could not have styled it better? And there
not
she
at
was
all.
Just walking out.
Not at all. It was like if we had the best photographer, stylist, team, everything to shoot that, it wouldn't have been as good.
When looking at a design, what is it that makes something a yes for the brand?
The ultimate yes is something that doesn't exist, or that we design and make it so much better. When we first started with jeans, we had this panel in the jeans that were the secret pocket that would were tight, and it would suck you in. And that was like an amazing part of our jeans that is still sort of incorporated, but we don't talk about it. So I think any way that we're sort of not even inventing, but just evolving what is already out there and making it better is a win. And obviously, like, super emotional pieces that Veronica or I want really badly. Like, I'm missing this from my closet, or I want this amazing rain jacket, but I want a jeweled collar all over it because that doesn't exist in the market. And then we'll do that, and it will sell out very quickly. Those pieces that are really like emotional to us usually do very well.
So you must get excited when you think of one of those.
Yes, like totally. And we're sending the design team images of things and ideas, and text messages go on for, poor team. They're like, middle of the night, I just thought of this.
So you have a VB collab now with French artist Tomé Lalou, whose artistic slogans were embroidered on some of your knitwear and accessories. And these include bad decisions make good stories, stress doesn't go with my outfit, and why not? Life is short. So which of those speaks to you the most?
I'm really trying to live into why not? Life is short. I think that when we look at sort of the last 15 years, gosh, it's like the business that we built, our kids, how they've grown, all of those things. It's like a fast forward movie. And so I think if anything, it is to slow down and appreciate it. And also at the same time, do it. Take the trip. Take the day off to be with your kids. Do what you've got to do, because you never know. So why not? You only live once is very important to us.
You have 3 sons. When they were younger, what did they think you did?
I think they have always known that I've done something in clothes until they got to about 12. They thought that I was just like taking trips for fun. No, but now it was so funny. My 3 boys are home right now. One's home from college and one's home from boarding school. So we were all having dinner last night, and it's like such a proud moment for me to have these conversations with them because they really understand it. And I think they really appreciate the work that it's taken us and what we've built, and that their girlfriends and their friends love the brand. Their friends' moms love the brand, and they have pride in that. I think that they understand it, and they're like, why don't you make men's clothes? We need some clothes too. But yeah, they know how hard we work, and they give us less grief about it, I think, now than they did when they were little. It was really hard to leave them when they were little.
Yeah, what were those days like when you're trying to build this brand? You have 3 little kids at home. You've got a husband who works also. And
I think for both of us, dropping our kids off at school was how we sort of could deal with the mom guilt. Showing up to games. Veronica is very, very, very into basketball. 2 of her boys play basketball. They're incredible athletes. It's being at those things as much as we could to show up. And I think, again, it's the compartmentalizing work and family and being present and just letting them know how much we love them all the time. That was, for me, it was every day being like, I love you. And I also love what I do. Like, I really love what I do. And I hope that for each of our boys, for my boys, and for each of Veronica's kids, that they find what they really love. I mean, whatever that is. And truly, if you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life. I think it's 100% true. And so I hope my kids, my middle son loves to fish. He is a avid fisherman. And I'm like, figure out what to do, how to make money doing that. Figure out what you love.
Well, you found it.
I did. So I feel so lucky every day. Truly. Like, I love it. And it's a grind. I commute into the city every day, and it's exhausting, but every day I get off that elevator and I'm like, oh, I love this place.
So is that how you define success?
Yes. But also, like, a huge part of our business is Veronica Beard Gives Back, which is the charitable arm of our business. And we have a quarterly partner that we work with, Allison Aston, who's been with us since the very beginning. It's her baby. We wanted to support all the women who had come and supported us along the way and really felt the need to pay it forward. So we partner with someone every quarter. So right now it's Memorial Sloan Kettering. And obviously we all know friends, family who've been affected by cancer. That has been the greatest part of our business because it is truly community building. It is the greatest feeling to help people when you're able to. And we have lots of activations locally in all of the markets that are shop for causes for, if you're in Manhasset and you are organizing an event to support your school or your local hospital or an organization that you're involved in, we'll do events with you and 20% of the proceeds will go back to your organization. And that has just been, like, for us, how we've created this really very, very, very loyal customer base of women. It's really like an army of women that believe in coming together, solving problems, supporting each other. So that's success for us.
So do you think about what you want to accomplish next, both personally and professionally?
Professionally, I think if it was over tomorrow, I would be very proud of what we've done. Personally, I want just more time with my husband, more time with my kids, travel more. I think traveling as a family just creates such core memories. Being off my phone more would be a real goal.
We can all do that.
I know. But yeah, I think just constantly finding inspiration and being around the people that we love. That's most important to me.
Veronica, it's time for a lightning round. We have some fun questions for you and a few would you rather. And all I ask is that you just say the first thing that pops into your head.
Got it.
Okay. Would you rather be in Naples, Napa, or New Orleans?
Naples on the beach.
Okay. Heels or flats?
Heels.
Who's a celeb you'd love to see in Veronica Beard?
Oprah or Margot Robbie.
Okay. Do you have a hidden talent?
Do I have a hidden talent? I mean, I'm a good 105 player, tennis.
Okay.
I also speak Spanish fluently.
Okay, those are good. Would you rather Olivia Newton-John in Greece or Olivia Newton-John in Xanadu?
Oh, Greece.
What is the best way to pass the time during your commute?
Oh, I wish it was reading, but I am really on the internet a lot, looking at a lot of fashion.
That's work.
Yeah, it's work.
Okay.
Work and fun.
Yeah. Would you rather shopping or surfing?
Shopping. Oh my gosh.
Paint or wallpaper?
Wallpaper.
Do you have a favorite song?
I mean, I have so many favorite songs, but I think my most favorite is anything Bob Marley.
What are books on your nightstand or your Kindle?
I just finished Strangers. Oh my God, it's amazing. Belle Burden. It was so good. And I'm going to read the Jackie book, which my sister just told me is amazing.
What is something you've changed your mind about in the last year?
God, I don't know. I mean, I change my mind every day, like so many times. But I think, if anything, I probably changed my mind too much. Probably about our fall campaign that's coming up.
Okay. What might be the title of your memoir?
Make it happen.
What's the best advice you've been given?
You know, my dad told me this when I was 14 and I left boarding school. He said, the grass is not greener on the other side. And it's true. I think it's right. It's like wherever you go, there you are. And so I think that just sort of like living in the moment and playing through that is important.
Excellent advice. What do your parents think of your success?
They're so proud.
Oh,
So proud. They're so amazing. My dad had a lot of businesses. And so I think about him and what that all meant growing up. He was traveling and gone a lot. And, you know, how hard that was for him. And we were always like, Dad's gone. Yeah. But it was hard. And he did it all, you know, for us. He loved it, but he did it all for us.
Okay. So the last question for you, 2 parts. What is the best investment you've ever made and the worst investment you've ever made? And investment doesn't need to be an investment. It could be a class. It could be something you've tried.
Best investment was my husband. Best. Like, best friend, best dad, best supporter. Makes me cry. And worst is fear. I think fear is the worst thing you could do. It's so hard to get anything done if you're scared. And so I think when you give fear too much respect, it's not a good thing.
Excellent.
Go
answer.
for it.
All right, Veronica Beard, thank you so
Thank
much.
You. So nice to meet you and be here.
Thank you so much for taking time to listen to our conversation on how she does it. Wishing you all a very fashionable week. We'll have another great guest for you soon. Until then, onward.